Every passing second, there are 270,000 ships in all the oceans of the world. If you look at the Life Maritime Tracker, there are so many ships traveling in the Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, and Atlantic Ocean right now that it's like bees sitting on a honeycomb. You will notice that these terrifying patrol ships are roaming around any part of the ocean without any obstacles. Be it Southern Australia, South India, South Africa, or the infamous Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle, about which many stories are famous, but the truth is completely different. Millions of cargo ships pass through here every year, and still no such ship is appearing on the live tracker that is free from these colorful signs. But apart from all this, if you look at this part of South America, these same heavy ships do not dare to go here. A sea route where ships avoid going at all costs. It is called the Drake Passage, and today we will know why it takes on the most dangerous form of the sea. Welcome back to InfoX TV videos. Don't forget to subscribe. The Drake Passage, which has been visited by thousands of viewers for centuries, made its presence felt once again on November 28, 2022, when the cruise ship Viking Polaris set out to show passengers incredible views of Antarctica. The 660-foot cruise ship had just entered the calm waters of the Drake Passage when it was suddenly engulfed by an unusual wave. By the way, these modern ships are built with the safety of passengers in mind. But this wave was even bigger than the Viking Polaris and shook the ship, weighing millions of tons like a paper boat. The ship's windows were broken, causing serious injuries to 4 passengers and 1 person's life. Looking at the data from the last 2 centuries alone, the Drake Passage has claimed 683 lives, and there is no record of how many ships have sunk here before. What is the mysterious thing about the Drake Passage that traps ships coming here and makes it the most dangerous sea route in the world? Although it may seem quite narrow, it is a distance of 900 kilometers from Cape Horn in South America to Antarctica, and this is called the Drake Passage. The special thing about the Drake Passage is that 3 oceans of the world meet here: the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and the South Sea. If we look at the depth of the ocean, the Drake Passage is 11,150 feet deep, while the sea on its left and right becomes 15,700 feet deep. This name is given by Francis. It is placed above Drake, who was a famous pirate in the year 1577. But the surprising thing is that Francis himself never crossed the Drake Passage. He was a pirate who had the support of the British Queen. He used to rob the ships of Spain, who were enemies of Britain at that time. Because Francis Drake had the support of the British Queen, he would plunder any ship or city on the coast in the North Atlantic Ocean. Eventually, he made such a place in the Queen's heart that he was chosen for a special mission. Britain wanted to somehow enter South America because there were gold and silver reserves in the mountains here. Queen Elizabeth planned a mission in which the British Army was sent to South America with Francis Drake and 5 ships. A convoy of 200 people was to cross the Strait of Magellan in South America and reach Peru. Word was heard that there were a lot of gold reserves, and the people there were B. Francis Drake was leading the British officers in this mission, and they could not digest this, and they started conspiring against Drake during the journey. After reaching the coast of Argentina in South America, Francis Drake accused his fellow British officers of treason and set them on fire. He left 2 ships there and made the remaining 3 ships cross the Strait of Magellan and reach the west of South America. It took them 16 days to reach the Pacific Ocean from Argentina through the narrow passage of the Strait of Magellan. But as soon as they went out into the open sea, they were caught in a terrible storm. Due to this storm, these 3 ships were separated. One reached Britain through the Strait of Magellan, thinking that Francis Drake was dead. The second ship mistook the Drake Passage for the Strait of Magellan and headed towards it, which was later no news came. After the storm subsided, Francis Drake felt that he might be just below the Strait of Magellan. He thought that he would go up along the coast and enter the Strait of Magellan, but in fact he was above the Strait of Magellan at that time. So he continued to move north, but he did not find any way. As he went further, he plundered every small village and ship on the way and collected gold and silver. Finally, he ended his journey in San Francisco. After this incident, Francis Drake said that there was an open sea route under South America that could be used to bypass the Strait of Magellan. Of course, The Drake Passage is named after Francis Drake, but he himself never crossed it. 40 years after Francis Drake's expedition, a Dutch explorer named Willem Schouten successfully crossed the Drake Passage for the first time, creating a route to West America that remained in use until the construction of the Panama Canal in 1944. But here the question arises that why is the Drake Passage considered so dangerous? As you know earlier, the Drake Passage is a point where three oceans meet. The waters of the Pacific, Atlantic, and South Seas meet at this point, and because this path is not much wider than the ocean, when the water passes through here, its speed increases considerably. Due to the meeting of the three oceans, an amazing 150 million cubic meters of water passes through the Drake Passage in just 1 second. That is 600 times more than the amount of water that passes through the world's largest Amazon River in 1 second. Oh, now, you must have understood, well, how much water passes through the Drake Passage. Apart from this, the world's most powerful ocean current revolves around Antarctica, which is called the Antarctic Circumpolar Current, or ACCB. This rapid flow of cold water keeps circling around Antarctica, and due to this, the warm water of the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans cannot reach Antarctica. This natural system also protects Antarctica from melting in a way. Otherwise, if there were no ACC, the warm water of the Pacific and Atlantic would have melted Antarctica long ago. Such a current keeps Antarctica safe by rotating in a clockwise direction. But when it comes to the Drake Passage, some of its water goes into the South Atlantic Ocean. This is why there's a risk of sudden high waves in this part of the ocean, and the biggest problem is that it is also quite difficult to predict these high waves in advance. Experts believe that when passing through the Drake Passage, there are only two forms of the sea, which are called Drake Lake and Drake Shake. Drake Lake means that sometimes there are no waves here and the sea is quiet like a lake, but when waves form, there's no beach level, but they are very intense, and this condition is called Drake Shake. This is also the reason why most accidents happen here, because it looks different, but is not actually the same. The exact reason why it remains in different forms is still unknown to anyone, but experts believe that this may be due to weather changes. The moist and warm winds of the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans move towards Antarctica, due to which a pressure difference is created in the atmosphere. They believe that perhaps this pressure difference suddenly creates deadly waves of 20 to 30 meters here. But no scientific evidence has been found for this yet. Another fear is being expressed in the Drake Passage that when the three oceans meet, the directions of the three are opposite to each other, due to which a whirlpool effect is created in the ocean, which is also called a whirlpool or water cycle. Due to this effect, it is quite challenging for ships to get out of it, and if a dangerous wave is created during this time, then if it does not damage the ship, then it definitely rocks it. Often passengers get sick due to this motion, so some even enjoy it by sliding it on the ship deck, but many cases have also come to light in which passengers or crew members drown due to shock. The water temperature in the Drake Passage is -6 degrees Celsius, and this is the only place in the world where water remains in liquid form even in minus temperatures. Such extreme cold freezes the body instantly, and a person dies due to hypothermia. In addition, the weather in the Drake Passage is very unpredictable. This is an area where strong winds, waves, and storms change very quickly. Sometimes this passage is calm and clear, while other times it becomes stormy and dangerous. The scientific community has not yet been able to find out the exact reason for this abnormal weather here. Along with all these things, many people also consider the Drake Passage to be a unique and supernatural place. Some sailors and divers have also noticed strange phenomena here, such as the appearance of strange lights in the sky, the sudden deterioration of the compass, and sounds that science cannot explain. Let's tell you here that the ecosystem around the Drake Passage is also no less than a mystery, because due to the Antarctic Circumpolar Current in this area, the creatures that are normally found in other oceans are not found in the sea. There are many different marine species here whose bodies can easily withstand minus temperatures and high pressure. These extreme conditions can be very challenging for other marine creatures, which is why they have no name or trace here. But scientists are still struggling to understand the real reason for this. All these phenomena of Drake's Passage are beyond the understanding of scientific logic, and therefore there is no concrete answer to them yet. The Panama Canal came into existence in 1914 to avoid these dangers and long routes. But even today, supersized cargo ships and expedition ships navigate the Drake Passage. I hope you will like and share this video of InfoX TV. Thank you very much for your loving comments. I will be posting the next wonderful video. Take care.